that's just a little bit about me. I'm a former Boy Scout. I don't know. I like camping, stuff like that. Okay, so now let's just get into this. Let's get into the Lead Pages system. So this system, the Lead Pages system, relies on concentrating on 4 pages in your business and 4 pages only. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through each of these 4 pages and how they fit into the business. Now, notice I said we're going to be focusing on 4 pages only. And the reason for this, the reason why we're only going to be talking about 4 pages is because of something called the 95-5 rule. So the 95-5 rule dictates that in any business, about 95% of the business results and the revenue are generated by about 5% of the pages, okay? 95-5 rule, about 95% of the business growth and revenue you generate from your website will come from about 5% of the pages. And so what we're going to be doing in this webinar is kind of ignoring the vast majority of pages on most websites that don't make any money, and we're going to be talking about the 4 pages that bring home the bacon, I guess, in your business, and how to tweak them. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look at each page and how it fits into the overall system. So the first page, the very first page that I'm going to encourage you to create is called the Resource Guide Opt-in page, okay? The Resource Guide Opt-in page. Every business, even if you already have existing opt-in pages, every business should have a page like this. And we're going to get into why this is the case. So this is, this right here is a Resource Guide opt-in page. And it's called a Resource Guide opt-in page because someone opts in here, and when they opt in, they are given a list of resources, right? So it says, free report reveals the top 5 dirt cheap tools I use to create all my videos, including my $80 HD video camera. So someone's opting in on this page, and let me just show you what they get when they opt in. When someone opts in on that page, they get this page, which is just a list of resources, right? So someone opts in, and they just get a list of things that they can use. And there's a few reasons why this page works, right? The first reason is that she is looking at the opt-in area. And so we've tested all kinds of different things. And for whatever reason, when someone is looking at the action you want them to take, it tends to convert better. Also, we have found that both men and women convert better on pages where there are attractive women. So both men and women, we don't understand the psychology behind it. We don't claim to know why this is true, but we found that both men and women convert better on pages where there are attractive women. So to have an attractive woman looking with her line of sight directly at the opt-in box has just done wonders in terms of our conversion rate. So again, someone opts in, they get this list of resources. Now, here's what sort of kills me about this page. Here's what just kind of like is insane. What is insane is that this is by far the highest converting evergreen page in our business, okay, in terms of evergreen marketing, not like events like webinars and things like that, but in terms of like just a page that's always up. This is the highest converting always up page we've used. And here's why this crushes me, okay? Here's why this just astounds me and flabbergasts me and frustrates me, okay? I have in the past spent 3 to 4 weeks creating an ebook to give away, right? So I once spent 3 to 4 weeks writing an ebook to give away. And yet, this page, where it took me 3 minutes to write this headline and about 15 minutes to create this page, right? So let's just say half an hour total with getting up the page and setting everything up. So half an hour total, this page gets me a better opt-in rate than the ebook that took me 3 to 4 weeks to create, the page where I gave that ebook away. I also once spent about 3 weeks creating a course. It was a video course. It wasn't a course on how to do videos. It was a course that included video, right? And that video course, again, took me 3 whole weeks to create. It came with transcripts. It came with checklists. It came with mind maps. It came with, of course, the videos. It came with audio files. It took so much work, and yet this page with just this headline took me 3 minutes to create the headline, and this 15 minutes, resource guide. This outperforms that free video course. So why is that the case? Why is this true? Why is this the best performing evergreen landing page we've ever used? Well, the first reason is that it doesn't require someone to process too much information, right? Someone doesn't have to watch a 3-minute video or read an entire page of copy in order to make a decision about whether or not they want to opt in. They merely need to know whether, or they merely need to decide whether or not they want to know the 5 dirt cheap tools I use to create all my videos, including my $80 HD video camera. All they need to decide is if they want to know those resources. The next reason why this page converts so well is that everyone wants to know the tools that you're using. This is so important. Everyone wants to know the tools that you're using. We have this belief as humans that if we only had the tools that the pros had, that we get the same results that the pros get. And often that's actually true. But we are always searching for good tools because we would rather, as humans, we would rather acquire a tool than acquire a skill, right? It's much easier to implement a tool than a skill. So what you'll find is that the best-selling issues, again, pages like this that give away free resources, they work so well, and sort of evidence or sort of in line with this is the truth that, and this is super interesting, the best-selling issues of magazines like Photography Magazine and Golf Digest and Camping Magazine and Running Magazine and all that stuff, the best-selling issues of these magazines are often the gear guides, right? The gear guides. Like, so for Photography Magazine, it's the one where they tell you the list of top tripods to use and top lenses and top cameras. For Running Magazine, they tell you the top running gear, the top cross-training shoes, and the top marathon shoes, and the top trip, all those things. For Camping Magazine, it's the one where they tell you the best three-season tents and the best sleeping bags, and all that stuff. Because again, we have this belief that if we just had the tools that the pros had, we'd get those same results. Like, we'd be at that level. And actually, in many cases, I've seen that kind of be true. Also, this kind of page outperforms webinar registration pages because not everyone wants to attend a webinar and can make the date, right? Not everyone is as committed to what they do as you guys are, right? Not everyone can show up for a webinar and is dedicated enough to make the time and to go through with it. So it's good to have a page like this just to to get as many people as possible to opt in. You'll have other pages that are designed to really qualify people, but in the meantime, it's good to have as big of a list as possible, but also within that list that you have to qualify people so you can know various levels of commitment among people on your list. But that's kind of a more advanced topic. So again, everyone wants to know the tools that you're using. The best-selling issues, like, remember I was saying the best-selling issues of various magazines are the gear guide. So here's Trans World Snowboard. It's the gear guide, 190 bindings. For Outside Magazine, it's 325 torture-tested products. Here's the Comics Buyer's Guide, the Golf Equipment Buyer's Guide. I just found these doing a search the other day. The Bicycling Buyer's Guide. People love this stuff. They eat it up. Minimalist Shoe Buying Guide. I believe that's from Running Magazine. Here's the 2013. This can be done in any niche or market. Someone was doing this with RVs. I've done it with information products and coaching and consulting. and software. But here's this one, 2013 Sprinter RV Buyer's Guide. So these kinds of things, people want these, and they convert really well when you put them on the other side of an opt-in page. Because remember, we found growing the percentage of people who get to your website who end up opting in is the fastest way to grow your revenue. So why is this the best performing landing page we've ever used? Well, just going along with what we're talking about, it outperforms a free report because a lot of folks are experiencing information overload and they simply don't want something else to read. A lot of people see every new piece of education material that you give them, they see that as a deterrent to buying from you because now there's this other thing they have to process in order to make a decision about whether or not they want to buy from you. So if you can take your 30-page guide down to, a couple pages, you can get them a result faster. Also, this outperforms video bribes or video lead magnets where someone opts in to get a video because the perceived value of video has really just gone down a lot lately due to, the proliferation of launches. Everyone's doing these talking head videos. And then there's, there's hours upon thousands of hours of new video being uploaded to YouTube every single day. So it's not, it used to be like maybe 5 years ago, people were like, oh my gosh, they're giving away some free videos, I better opt in. Now sort of the tune has changed on that. And these sort of resource guides are working the best. This kind of page, well, I won't go there. But this kind of page outperforms opt-ins for free coaching sessions. This really is ridiculous. It kind of freaks me out a little bit. But this kind of page outperforms opt-ins for free coaching sessions, which goes to show that greater value does not equal higher conversion rate, right? Just because it takes you longer to create a lead magnet doesn't mean it's going to convert at a higher rate, right? Just because you did this, just because you spent longer on creating lead magnets doesn't mean more people are going to want it. What takes up more time than actually giving away your time, like a free coaching session? Nothing. And yet, I found, again, that this page outconverts a page to opt in for a free coaching session. So the time to benefit ratio is high, right? It really can crush it. And you can create one of these pages in minutes. So let's go through how you would create one of these pages in your business, right? If you are a real estate agent, you could do something like this. Resource guide, the top 5 safest credit boosting home loans of this year. I went to buy a home recently, and I would have loved to have this list of the best home loans. And if my real estate agent, or if a number of real estate agents had this kind of thing that I could opt in for on their site, I would have opted in a heartbeat. If you're a dentist, you could do something like this. Buyer's Guide, the top 5 electric toothbrushes of this year, including the one that I use. If you're a life coach, you could do something like this. App Guide, the top 4 iPhone apps for increasing your productivity, including the one that I use every day. Right? I'm always looking for apps that are going to make me more productive. And if a life coach or a health coach or someone had a list of apps that would help me with this, that they've tested, that they liked and used, I would totally opt in to get this list. I would also, I'm in the market for electric toothbrush. When I was on my dentist website, I would have loved if he would have had a little report that I could download to get on his newsletter that would have told me the best electric toothbrushes to use. If you're a marketing agency, you can do something like this. The top 5 digital marketing tools for local businesses. Hint, the 3 best ones are free. If you're a fitness expert or a health coach or a gym member or a personal trainer, you could do something like this. The only 3 pieces of exercise equipment you need in your home. Hint, they all weigh less than 5 pounds. And these kinds of hints, like where you say hint, they all weigh less than 5 pounds. These kinds of hints are incredibly good for your opt-in rate. Incredibly good. And here's why. They're counterintuitive. So it is counterintuitive that exercise equipment would weigh less than 5 pounds. It's not what we expect. And whenever we create one of these and we say something that people don't expect opt-in rates go up, because the number one thing that kills your opt-in rate is people's belief that they already know what you're going to tell them. So if they think they already know what you're going to tell them about exercise equipment, then they're not going to opt in. But if you say, hey, they all weigh less than 5 pounds, and they can't think of any exercise equipment they'd use that would weigh less than 5 pounds, and they'd be more likely to opt in, right? It's also counterintuitive that the 3 best digital marketing tools for local businesses, it's counterintuitive that the 3 best ones would be free, right? Because we assume that stuff we pay for is going to be better than stuff we don't. So if you say something counterintuitive like this, people are more likely to opt in, because it makes them question their assumption about what they think they know about what works. So let's create one of these in Lead Pages. So I'm going to go to our Lead Pages software, and just going to opt in here. And what I can actually do is, with these opt-in pages, I can sort them by conversion rate. So I'm going to click here, and the best converting ones are going to populate to the top. So I'm going to click here, use this template, and let's say I'm creating something for the health and fitness industry. I put this here. And let's configure this for the example that we gave. So let's do the exercise equipment thing. So like, the only 3 pieces of exercise equipment you need in your home, hint, they all weigh less than 5 pounds. So to edit this text, I just have to click here, and I'll just paste it. All right, so the only 3 pieces of exercise equipment you need in your home, hint, they all weigh less than 5 pounds. And I'll click on OK. And let's see, I'll also use this text. When people see the opt-in box, I'll also make it say that. All right. And then to change the book, to change anything on this page, I just click on it. So to change the book, I'll just click here on the book. And I just downloaded this one a little bit for this example. And that's set up. And I can also set up the integration. So I'm going to say this integrates, in our business, we use Aweber, GoToWebinar, Infusionsoft, MailChimp, Constant Contact, SendReach, One Shopping Cart, and others. And so I'm going to, let's just use MailChimp. We support a lot more than these, but these are just the ones we use in our own business. So if you use something that's not on this list, that's okay. We still probably support you. Okay, so I'll just click on Customize this form. And it loads in the form fields. We could collect address and phone number as well if we want. We can collect any number of fields. And I'll click on OK. And we're integrated. I could also have Lead Pages deliver this book to their mailbox after they opt in, but I'm going to turn that off. So I'm going to click on OK. Call this Claire Book Demo. And I'll click on Save, and I'll set the thank you page URL. And I'll click Save. And again, you can change, the font, the colors, the spacing. I can change so much about this if I want, but here it is. It's asking me to save it, and it's saving it. All right. So this page, we just created this page. This page is actually now live on the internet. And as you can see, it's mobile responsive. So it'll work on mobile devices. It'll work on your iPhone, Android phones, iPad, iPod, anything like that. And when I click here, I can go to opt in. So just click here. It's going to redirect me back to where I said the thank you page would be. But this page is live on the internet, and there's a variety of ways to publish it. It gives you a URL immediately. You can also publish this page to WordPress in like 4 clicks. We host it for you free of charge. So if you want us to host it for you, we're happy to do that. You can post this page to Facebook in 4 clicks, or you can download the file and put it on your own server. So let me just show you how you would publish this to Facebook in 4 clicks. So I'm just going to show that to you. Here's click 1, click 2, click 3. I just changed this, so just pretend to click 3, and then click 4. And here this page is live, published to Facebook. So this is published to Facebook. It's up and running. It works. And that's how fast we were able to get up a page. And so you can absolutely create one of these pages in a very, very short period of time. So why should you create a resource guide squeeze page? There's squeeze page is just another word for, opt-in page. So why should you create a resource guide opt-in page? Well, if you don't yet have an opt-in page up yet, or a squeeze page, you can do this in minutes. I just showed you how you do this in minutes and connect it to, MailChimp or Aweber or Infusionsoft, whatever you're using. So it takes minutes to set up. It doesn't take that much time to create the copy, right? As I showed you, it took me 3 minutes to create this headline right here, and about 15 minutes to create this. And again, the best performing evergreen page, I've ever used on an evergreen basis. So it takes minutes to set up, doesn't take that much time to create the copy. It converts higher than long form opt-in pages that require someone to read a lot of text and watch a video. It really converts higher than anything we've ever seen. So that's cool. Also, if you already have opt-in pages on your website, I guarantee you that one of these resource guide opt-in pages is going to outperform whatever you're doing right now. And again, you can set it up in minutes. Here are the kind of results people are getting with this. Eric D says, just want to share the results from our landing page. This is a resource guide landing page. Your software got us an 8x improvement over the basic homepage and a 3x improvement over the previous opt-in. I'm barely even using all the features, no social proof, weak offer, etc. Brian Schickow says this: lead pages took my opt-in rate from 8.6% to 23% in a single day. Juan Martitigi says, these are giving me 3x to 4x conversions against the one I was using before. A couple of tweaks in my biz will make at least 2x the money I was making. Can't tell you how grateful I am for the service you've created. And Tara Meese says this: I've been using this for a little over a month now, and I've noticed today that it's accounting for 71% of my new list subscribers. Wow. So the first page that I've encouraged you to create is this resource guide opt-in page that sends people to a resource guide. The second type of page that I'm going to encourage you to create is what's called the lesson page. So let me just show you an example of the lesson page. So it's going to load a bunch of these. So this is a lesson page, and it's called the lesson page because on here we are delivering a lesson. And as you can see, there's a series of them. Here's a lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, lesson 5, right? So there's a series of these. And just want to show you kind of a few things about the page and how it works. These lessons are delivered, these lesson pages are delivered in an automated fashion in succession after people opt in. So someone opts in on day 0. Let's say they opt in on day 0 because it's the day that they opt in. They opt in on a page like this, and they get the resource guide, right? So they opt in on day 0. And then 3 days out, 3 days later, they get an email as part of an autoresponder series that you can set up with any of these services, Aweber or MailChimp or Office Autopilot. They all do it. You can set up a pre-programmed series of emails that go out based on timing after someone opts in. So you have email 1 go out 3 days after they opt in, and that sends them to video lesson number 1. 3 days later, so on day 6, it sends them to lesson number 2. 3 days later, it sends them an email that sends them to lesson number 3. That is, I guess, 9 days out, sorry. And then 12 days out, it sends them to lesson number 4. So 3, 6, 9, 12, and they opt in on day 0. And it's sending them to these pages. And there's some interesting things about these pages. The first thing to point out about these pages is that it says what part it is. So it says part 1 of 6, part 2 of 6, part 3 of 6, part 4 of 6. What we found is that when you tell people sort of what part, like where they are in the sequence, that they stay in the course longer, that they are okay with you actually emailing them every 3 days. People are okay with you emailing them every 3 days if they know there's an end in sight, right? They know that this is part of a series and it's part of a lesson that they're getting, and that's going to end on part 6, right? So merely by telling people that, hey, this is part of a pre-programmed series of emails, there's several parts, and when people know this, they're not going to opt out because they know sort of what's happening. You've given them some guidance about the experience they're going to have. So this drastically lowers opt-out rate, which is already pretty low for us. So that's the first thing that's going on. The next thing that's going on is there's this progress bar. So as you can see, as you move through here, this progress bar advances. And the reason why we have this progress bar is because as humans, it's part of human psychology. We don't like things that are incomplete. We don't like things that are incomplete. We like things to be complete. And so when we have this progress bar, it keeps people engaged in the content. People want to get through the entire course. And so when this progress bar isn't completed, people are more likely to open up the next email. They're more likely to consume the content because, again, they don't like things that are incomplete, and they want to bring to completion things that are incomplete. Another thing that's going on with this page is that when someone likes the page, when someone clicks on like, it actually shows up in Facebook as them liking this page, right? So this page sends people through a series of these emails. So say someone's on part 3 of 6 and they click like. I don't want their friends on Facebook going to part 3 of 6 because they won't have any context. They won't know why, what we've done to get up to part 3. So when someone clicks like on this page, it sets it up as them liking sort of this page so they can opt in and then go through parts 1, 2, and 3. Also in the comments, when someone leaves a comment, it shows up for their friends as them leaving a comment on this page. So when their friends see that comment in the Facebook feed, they won't go here and sort of have no sense of what's being said or sort of what the context is. It will link here from Facebook, and they can opt in, and then they can sort of slowly go through the series and see the comments in context as they move through that. So that's some cool sort of growth hacking stuff. So this page has been incredibly, incredibly successful for us. In fact, this is in one of our businesses. This type of page, actually in both of our businesses, this type of page was last month's highest grossing type of web page, and that is second to our sales page. So obviously our sales page is going to make us the most amount of money because that's where people buy. But this type of page where people get educated, and then we send them to another page where they can purchase, this type of page does incredibly well. So what we do is we mail out on these at 6 in the morning. So every day when, every 3 days when this goes out, it gets sent out at 6 a.m. in the morning to whatever time zone someone's in. So how does this work? How does the process with these lesson pages work? Well, after someone opts in, they get one of these video lesson pages every 3 days for about 6 weeks, right? It goes out number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So every 3 days for about 6 weeks. And this is really where the money is made, right? It's been said that the fortune is in the follow-up, right? The fortune is in the follow-up. And what that means is that getting an email address is okay, But the money comes in following up with people after they've opted in. And when you have this kind of automated sequence in place, right? This kind of automated sequence in place where people opt in, they get number 1, number 2, number 3, and it's pre-programmed. When this pre-programmed automated marketing sequence is in place, it means you don't just make money when you launch. It means you don't just make money when you do a webinar. It means you don't just make money when there's some kind of promotion and the cart's closing and some bonuses are going away or whatever. It means that you get paid each and every day, right? Each and every day, you're getting paid. Day in and day out on an automated basis, you're making money. And so how should you set this up in your business? Let's talk about how to set this up in your business. Well, here's what I recommend. Every 3 days, create a video blog post where you teach something that is 100% valuable on its own, okay? 100% valuable on its own. And then, at the end of that video, point out something extra people will get if they purchased your product. So let's say you are a health coach. What I recommend you do is create a video lesson for each of these pages, right? So every 3 days, create a video lesson. If you're a health coach, here's what you might do. In the first 3 minutes of the video lesson, tell people about your 3 favorite superfoods, what they are, and why you like them, and the benefits. So spend a minute on each of the superfoods, right? And then in the 4th minute, tell people something extra they would get if they purchased from you, right? So you might say, here are my 3 favorite superfoods. You go through superfood number 1 in minute 1, superfood number 2 in minute 2, superfood number 3 in minute 3. And then during the 4th minute, you say, hey, work with me or purchase my program or whatever, and I'll not only go into more depth on these 3 superfoods, but we'll go into 5 more. We'll talk about how to create recipes around them. We'll talk about how to use them to lose more weight if that's what you want to do, or gain more energy if that's what you want, or just feel better and more healthy. And then we'll create a meal plan for you and your family to incorporate best nutrition practices into your daily diets and routines. And I'll help you set all this up. So again, you deliver content that is of absolute value at the beginning, and at the very end, you tell people something extra, just something extra they get if they purchase something from you. Initially, when you make these video lessons, email your entire list about the video lesson, right? So when you first make this, let everyone on your list know about this. Then later, right after you've let everyone know about it, add these lessons to your lesson sequence and get about 6 weeks worth of these together. So here's what I mean. The first time, right when you release your lesson, post it to your blog, right? So this is a blog. And initially, when you create this video lesson, post it to your blog and email your entire list. However, after you've emailed your entire list, how will people who opt in after you've sent that initial email blast out, how will they find out about your lesson? Well, they'll find out about it because they'll find out about it through an email that is sent as part of the autoresponder that people get after they opt in. So again, everyone gets this when you first publish it. But then later, people who opt in on a page like this will get it as part of one of these emails that go out that send people to a lesson. And what we found is when you take the exact same content, right? Like when you take the video content that's on this page and you put it on a page, on this lesson page, that it actually generates 4 times, the conversion rate is actually 4 times higher because it's got a bigger call to action, because it's set up to generate sales for you. That's what we recommend. And I'm going to show you how you can create one of these pages inside of lead pages. So let me just close these. So again, we have software called Lead Pages, and I showed you how you could set up a Facebook page and a variety of other things. Right now, I'm going to go to Other, and I'm going to go to this page called Video Lesson Page for Autoresponder Follow-Up. Okay, and again, let's do maybe health and fitness. So this is called Video Lesson Page for Autoresponder Follow-Up. And let me just pick out a logo. I could turn off the logo if I want, but I'm going to pick one. Let's see. I mean, I guess I could use. I guess I could use our logo, or just you could see how you can switch it up, you know, with the Remax logo. But I guess we're doing the health and fitness one. Oh shoot, I didn't save it. Hold on, go back here. So Remax. Click on OK. And I can change the fonts and colors and all that stuff. It's really easy to do. But I would say, like, you know, free superfoods course. And what's cool about this is that when I update this here, it updates on the status bar. So if I say it's part 2 of 4, it goes to 50%. If I say it's part 2 of 8, now it says it's 25%. If I say it's part 3 of 8, it goes to 37.5%. So you would create one of these for every lesson in your follow-up series. And I don't know what I want to put here quite yet, so I'll turn that off. And let's say I want to change the colors. Maybe I would change this to like red so it matches the Remax. Okay, yeah, save that. And then to put a video in here, all I do is click here, and I can put in a Vimeo video or a Wistia video or an Easy Video Player, YouTube, anything. Literally any video player can go in here to play a video for you. So I'm going to snag this one. And let me just get the embed code. And right here it says the width should be 600. So I'm just going to set the width to be 600. I'll grab this code, and I'll just paste it here. And, you know, here I might say, click here to get, you know, my superfoods course. And maybe I'd link this to superfoodscourse.com. Click on OK. And I don't know, maybe I'll turn off the comments for now, just to get a nice clean page. Click Save, Clear, Demo. So I will save this. And this page is now live on the internet. Like, this is how fast we were able to create this page. So this page is now operating. As you can see, it's mobile responsive. It'll work on mobile devices. You can email this out, and people can be, you know, they get on their iPhones or mobile devices and get in and watch what you're doing. And again, the first 3 minutes, you're giving value. In the last minute, you're telling people something extra they would get if they bought your thing, and it's part of an automated series. So this is available right now. You could also publish this kind of page to WordPress. So let me just log into our blog so I can show you how you would publish this kind of page to lead pages in just a few clicks. So I'll just go to our blog here. So I created this page in lead pages, and again, there's a number of options. I showed you how you could publish this page to Facebook in like 4 clicks. You can also download the file and put it on your own server. You can also, again, publish to WordPress in 4 clicks. And so let's see how this works. In lead pages, so click 1. And I click this, so click 2. I'd assign it a URL, so maybe less than there. And then I think this is 4. I'm bad at public math, including counting, I guess. So here this page is, and it's mapped to WordPress. So lead pages isn't, lead pages has a WordPress plugin that comes with it, but it isn't a WordPress plugin that works anywhere. Drupal, you know, Magento, your own FTP server, you know, Amazon S3, whatever you're using to publish pages, WordPress, it works. So this lesson page is set up, and it's getting great results from these people. These people are saying it looks great, and it's increasing our conversion rate. Rodney Doubt says, results are back from the split test, and this page outperformed the original page by 26%. It went from 31.99% to 40.44%. Google Analytics says the probability that your page would continue to outperform the original is 99.1. So again, this is the first type of page I encourage you to create, and it's just killing it for us. The highest opt-in rate on an evergreen page ever is this resource guide opt-in page. The second type of page are these lesson pages that people get as part of a pre-programmed series that go out after someone opts in. The third type of page that I'm going to encourage you to create, and that I truly believe you must create, is the webinar registration page. Okay, the webinar registration page. And why webinars? Why should you be doing webinars? Well, here's the thing with webinars, and this is so huge. Even if not one person ever shows up for any of your webinars ever, and even if webinars never directly and substantially grow your business, you should still do webinars, because they're the highest converting pages, the highest converting opt-in pages across our platform. And we have, over 10,000 customers. We process about 2 million opt-ins per month right now, and growing, so over 2 million. And if you go into lead pages, one really cool feature of lead pages is that you can sort the pages in lead pages by average conversion rate. So we collect data on each type of page, and we see which converts the best. And what you'll see is that the best performing pages, the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That 9 of the best performing 12 pages on lead pages. Okay, 9 of the top 12 highest converting pages on lead pages are webinar registration pages. So 9 of the top 12 are for webinars when you sort the pages on our platform by highest conversion rate. They're just crushing it. So let's look at one of the pages on lead pages and investigate why it converts so well. So again, let's go into this one. So this is one of my favorite sort of webinar registration page templates, and let's explore why it converts so well. So the first reason why it converts so well and why these pages are just crushing it is, well, actually, yeah. So the first reason why is because it's mobile responsive. Okay, so people can opt in on mobile devices. And that's really, really important. All of our pages are mobile responsive, and they need to be in this day and age. So the majority of webinar registration pages are not responsive. Ours are responsive. The second reason why this page converts so well is because it has this, and this graphic comes with it. So I encourage you to give away a mind map in any webinar you do. But in this one, it has a blurred out mind map. And we tell people that if they opt in, they'll get that mind map. And what we found is that a lot of people will opt in just to see kind of what's on that blurred out mind map. So it's sort of, you can see enough to know that words are there, but you don't see enough to know what the words say. So that drives curiosity and gets a lot of people to opt in. The next reason why this kind of page works so well is because we have the only integration with GoToWebinar that I know of that allows you to let people opt in for a webinar with only their email address. Now, you can collect more fields if you want to, but we will allow you to let people opt in for a webinar with only their email address. So usually, in order to run a webinar, you need to collect first name, last name, and email address. That's 3 fields. But when you go from 3 fields to 1 field, the opt-in rate increases. Another reason why this kind of page converts so well is because it has a 2-step opt-in process, So step 1 is to click this button, and step 2 is people opt in, right? Step 1 is to click this button, and step 2 is to opt in. And what we found is that when you have an opt-in box just embedded on this page, a lot of people won't opt in because they'll just sort of browse around the page, they'll look, and then they'll go. But the second someone clicks here, they have to make a decision one way or another about whether or not they want to opt in, right? So they have to make a decision. And merely by forcing a decision, you get a higher conversion rate. Because, and this is worth writing down, 100% of the people that don't make a decision about whether or not to opt into your list will not opt into your list. Again, 100% of the people who don't make a decision about whether or not to opt into your list will not opt into your list. But some percentage of the people who do make a decision about whether or not to opt into your list will opt into your list. So in one category, the people who don't make a decision, 100% of the people don't opt in. In the second category, that is the people who do make a decision, some percentage of people will opt in. So by getting as many people from the haven't made a decision to the have made a decision category, you get a higher opt-in rate. Another reason why this page works so well is because it sort of leverages this interesting thing about human psychology. So when humans go to a web page, when someone goes to a web page, they immediately make a distinction about whether or not it's a giving page or a taking page. Okay, a giving page or a taking page. And when someone goes to a page and they immediately see an opt-in box, it looks like a taking page, right? It looks like a taking page. However, if you only show the opt-in box after someone has asked to see it, then it looks like a giving page. So you're only asking when someone asks you to ask. Another reason why this page works so well and why our webinar registration pages work so well is that it sort of leverages this notion of behavioral inertia. Okay, behavioral inertia. And the essence of this is if you can get someone to say yes at a low level of commitment by clicking this button, the likelihood that they'll commit at a greater level by opting in increases, right? So if you can get someone, it's also called the foot in the door technique. Salespeople know if they get someone to say yes to one question, it's much more likely that they'll say yes to the next question. So if you can get someone to say yes at a low level of commitment by clicking on this button, the likelihood they'll say yes at a higher level of commitment by opting in increases, right? If you can get someone to act in a very small way, then they're much more likely to act in the bigger way. Whereas if you just give them the bigger action at first, they're less likely to do it. So there's a number of reasons why these types of pages work. And again, you should be doing webinars because they are the highest converting opt-in pages on the internet right now across our system and across the internet. They work better than anything else to drive opt-ins on an evergreen, on an event basis. Webinars are wonderful. They're great for content block, right? So if you're having trouble creating your content or writing your book or whatever, they're great for that because they end procrastination. You invite people to show up on a webinar at a specific time, and you are obligated to show up at that time and deliver that webinar. Webinars also provide you quality traffic, right? The type of people who are open to showing up on a webinar are the most committed people that you can talk to. And when else in this day and age do you have the opportunity to spend an hour with people, answering their questions, engaging with them, right? You're lucky if you can get them to watch a 3-minute video on YouTube under most cases. And here you have the opportunity to talk to folks for an hour to an hour and a half. They also convert well, and they're also really good for partnerships. Webinars are tremendous for partnerships, right? Like it is very unlikely that you'll get someone who's way out of your league in terms of list size. It's very unlikely that you'll get them to email their folks directly to a sales page and tell people about your product. But if you can do a webinar with them, they're much more likely to promote your webinar and do that webinar with you. And on that webinar, you can promote whatever you're doing. So it's very hard to do partnerships without a webinar in place. And webinars are a great way to do partnerships. So, we have a whole bunch of webinar registration pages inside of lead pages. I'm going to show you let me go to webinar pages. I'm going to just show you, again, we have a whole bunch of them, including the one we use for this webinar. I'm going to show you this one. And just show you how easy it is to customize it, right? To change something, you just click on it. So here's this picture of my friend James Schramko, and I'm going to just replace it with this picture. So I just click there, and I can upload my own photos. And any of these, you can upload your own photos. So if I wanted to say, superfoods webinar, I could do that. And I could say free health coaching, mind map, live online event with, we'll put Clay Collins. And the integration is super easy. I just go here to integration settings, and again, we integrate with all of these. I'm just going to choose Infusionsoft here, and we integrate with more than on this list. These are just the ones we use in our own business. And what's really cool is that with a flip of a switch, I can make it so that when someone opts in, they're not only added to this, to my email list, to my Infusionsoft email list, or my Aweber list, or my MailChimp list, or whatever I'm using, but they're also added to this webinar. So it takes that email and it gives it to my email service provider or my email list hosting service, and it gives my email to go to webinar to run the webinar. So I'm going to click save right here. I'll just play our webinar demo. I'll click save. And so this page, again, like all the others I've shown you, is now live on the internet. This is a live web page. It's mobile responsive. It's hosted free of charge as part of Lead Pages. You can publish it to WordPress in 4 clicks. You can publish it to Facebook in 4 clicks. And you can download the file and put it on your own server. So that's how easy it is to do these. Here's what I recommend you do in terms of webinars. Okay, here's what I recommend. I recommend that you do one webinar every 2 weeks. Just to build your list, just to stay in contact with your list, but do it only to new people on your list. Do your webinars live. They're going to convert better, and you can directly answer people's questions when the webinars are live. And this is really one of your few opportunities to talk directly with customers in a live setting. And when should you ask people to sign up for the webinar? Well, I encourage you to ask them to sign up for your webinar after the 3rd email. So people sign up on day 0. They get lesson 1 on day 3. They get lesson 2 on day 6, so 3, 6, 9. They get lesson 3 on day 9, and then on day 10, invite them to a live webinar using, a webinar registration page like this. It's going to convert higher than anything you've ever used. So that's what I recommend you do. And I recommend, our templates are just absolutely crushing it. And you can take that email address and pass it to either, to both an email service provider and something like GoToWebinar. These pages are crushing it. Ryan Dice said this: a few weeks ago, I held a webinar and the registration page converted at 72%. This was by far the highest converting landing page I have ever tested. Confession, I didn't design it, and neither did my webmaster, but I was able to make it in about 3 minutes using Lead Pages. And Lead Pages creates way more than just webinar pages. I'm able to create squeeze pages, thank you pages, video pages, and more in just a few minutes. Samantha Hartley says this: by the way, when we switched from our old page to this one, we doubled the conversion rate. Okay, we doubled the conversion rate. So they're absolutely crushing with these pages. Andy Andrews said this: when we also got 70+% conversion with that template. I guess that means my copy is as good as Ryan Dice's. He can't blame me for dreaming, right? So again, the first kind of page we've encouraged you to create is the resource guide opt-in page. The second is the lesson page. The third is the webinar registration page. And the fourth The fourth kind of page I'm going to encourage you to create is the sales page. But just a note on these webinar registration pages, these are hands down the internet's highest converting webinar registration pages. We have not lost a split test with these pages to my knowledge, and we've run a lot of split tests. These pages are absolutely crushing it in terms of registrations. So the fourth type of page that I'm going to encourage you to create is the sales page. Okay, the sales page. Everyone needs to make sales. And so I'm going to show you my favorite sales page. So here in lead pages, I can go to sales pages. I can sort them by conversion rate. And let's see. Here we go. And because it's simple, this is my favorite sales page. Super simple, easy to use. You know, we can have a logo or not have a logo. Sometimes I like just turning it off, even. But you know, just for the sake of showing how it works, I'll use our logo right here. It says lead pages up at the top, and I can say, you know, get my super. I'm having a hard time with public spelling. Superfoods course. And then I can turn off this sub headline if I want. And for the video, again, any kind of video will work. I'm just going to grab this one again. You know, again, it works with Vimeo, Wistia, YouTube, like anything. Like just literally, if you have a video player, you can use this. So. And take this and post it in here. Click on OK. And I'd say, get my course now. And I'm going to click on Save. And let's see, I'll call this VSL Claire Demo. And I'm going to click on Save. Saving this page. And one thing I want to add, this is super important. One thing I want to add is something about magic buy buttons. So we found, and Digital Marketer Labs has found, and a number of people have found, that if you don't show this buy now button part of the page, if you don't show this buying part of the page until you get to the actual pitch in the video, you can double your conversion rate, right? So let's say this is a 5-minute video about superfoods. In the first 4 minutes, the health coach who's selling the product talks about their background, their philosophy, their approach, why they created the course, what's in each module or what they're going to get. And in the last minute, they're pitching them, right? So they name the price, they tell them what the risk reversal is, they tell them about any bonuses or guarantees. So in the first 4 minutes, they're sort of setting up the sale, and in the last minute, they're encouraging people to buy. Now, if you don't show this part of the page until you've actually gotten to the pitch, you can double the conversion rate. And we'll get into the theory, but let me just show you what I mean. So I don't want to wait 4 minutes for this to show. So I'll just have this appear after 12 seconds. So let me click Save here. Oh, I did not mean to do that. So I just clicked on that. Okay. Then I'll go here to Publish. So this page is live. And as you can see, there is no Buy Now button, right? There's no Buy Now button. But if we wait, here it is. All right, so it appears after 12 seconds. You know, you'd put it sort of when the call to action happens in the video. So you'd have this part of the page appear when the call to action happens during the video. So they're paired. So I'll just show that to you one more time. All right, so the Buy Now button doesn't appear. at first, but then 12 seconds into this, it's going to appear. All right, so again, this part is timed with this part. You can set, this area to appear during a part of the video, and you would have it appear when you're making the sale in the video. And here's why this works, okay? Here's the principle behind why this can double your conversion rates. Here's what Digital Marketer Lab says. Magic buy buttons. When it comes to variables that whisper, rarely do you find one that doubles conversions, But the magic buy button does. When the order button isn't visible when the prospect first arrives, your video sales page looks like regular content, not a sales page, okay? Not a sales page. However, when your video sales letter reaches its call to action, shazam, your buy button magically appears. But get this, prospects have kept an open mind throughout your video. So throughout your video, people just see it as normal content. But then when you get to the call to action, shazam, that's when the magic buy button appears. So as you can see, we created this sales page in like, I don't know, a minute and a half, 30 seconds. And people are getting amazing results with this kind of page, especially with the magic buy button. Here's what Ralph Quintero said. Thanks so much, Clay. You and your team rock. I just signed up earlier today, and within a couple of minutes had my video sales page up. Love the service and highly recommend it. So the 4 types of pages that I recommend you create are 1, the resource guide opt-in page, 2, the lesson page, 3, the webinar registration page, and 4, the video sales page, right? So again, back to this model. Video 1, the resource guide page, 2, the video lesson page, 3, the webinar registration page that you send people on day 10, and then all of these, the lessons and maybe the webinar, drive people to the sales page, which is the 4th page. So I want to talk now a little bit about why I created lead pages. And I guess there's, we're at 30 people now. Why the 30 of us created lead pages and what our company is on a mission to do. The first reason why we wanted to create lead pages and why I wanted to have this made is because I saw so many amazing business people who had superior products. And I saw these people with sort of better coaching, better services, better ebooks, better local businesses, better everything. And I saw these people getting beaten by companies that were professional marketing organizations and didn't care about the product, right? They just found some product to sell and they sold it. So I saw people with better products but inferior marketing getting beaten by people with better marketing but kind of crappy products. And I wanted to level the playing field. So the first reason why we created lead pages was because we wanted to level the playing field. We wanted to give everyone, just kind of people just getting started to more advanced people, we wanted to give everyone an advanced conversion laboratory where everyone helps each other out. And that's why in lead pages, if you go to our pages, if you go to sort of the pages in lead pages, you can sort them by conversion rate so that everyone knows what's working the best and you can be using at any time the highest converting pages across our system. Sorry, I tried to backtrack. So the first reason why I created lead pages was because I wanted to level the playing field. I wanted for a reasonable price, a low fee, I wanted to have everyone have access to this constantly maintained conversion laboratory where we're constantly running experiments and doing the best of what works for you. The second reason why I created lead pages is because I saw so many amazing people get behind and often get discouraged and give up because they faced wave after wave of technology challenges. So instead of giving their gifts to the world and doing what they were good at, they were staying up till 3 a.m. trying to get a simple landing page up and trying to get some integration hooked up when they could be spending time with their family or, resting. They were wrestling with these challenges. And I wanted to take all that friction away. And so that's why I created Lead Pages. And the main reason is because I wanted you to, frankly, just blow up your business and get paid what you're worth, honestly. And so I want to invite you to join us and purchase Lead Pages today at leadpages.net/Claire. And because I wanted to do something really to reward you for being on this webinar and to hook up Claire's audience, I have some bonuses for people who purchase on this webinar before the webinar is over with. Okay, so you know, these bonuses are only available to people who purchase before the webinar is over with, because we're actually doing work for you. This isn't like we're just going to give you a bunch of digital products. We're actually going to serve you and do this work for you when you purchase before the webinar is over with. So the first bonus is we will design a beautiful resource list, opt-in bribe, or lead magnet for you. So remember when I said that the highest converting evergreen page is this this type of resource guide opt-in page? Well, we'll actually design the resource guide for you. All you have to do is send us the list of resources that you want people to know about, and we'll create one. So here's one we created for someone the other day. He told us a bunch of productivity apps that he wanted to have in a PDF that people got when they downloaded. You just send us a list of resources you want people to have, and we will design a beautiful PDF that you can give away when someone opts in on one of your landing pages. So we'll actually give you that lead magnet or that opt-in bribe, or whatever you want to call it. So this is why this is only available to people who purchase before the webinar is over with. This actually takes time from one of our top designers to create this lead magnet for you. So we're creating the lead magnet for you. The second thing we're doing when you purchase Lead Pages before the webinar is over with is we'll give you an entire course on how to do webinars. So we'll show you how to set them up, how to organize them, how to get people to show up, how to create partnerships so that someone else promotes your webinars for you. We used to sell this. We sold this for years at $197. The next thing you get when you purchase before this webinar is over with is you get 5 free landing page critiques. So we'll actually critique for you, and in most cases rewrite the copy on 5 landing pages. Okay, 5 landing pages. So we'll look at 5 different pages that you give us, and we will critique them. We'll tell you what to change. In many cases, we'll rewrite the copy on the pages for you. The next thing is that I'll give you our landing page course, and this is a $500 value, and we show you how to write copy for these pages. We show you how to think about landing pages. A lot, however, of this course is actually built into the software. So you don't even have to know this material because our software has embedded within it best practices for marketing. Lead Pages has embedded within it best practices for marketing. The next thing you'll get is the pre-sale formula. So the pre-sale formula shows you how to create a list, generate a list, and then pre-sell a product to that list before you've created it. So your product is profitable before you've ever created it. And for a couple years, this was our flagship product, and we sold this for $997. We sold hundreds of these at $997, and you get this free when you join today on today's webinar. So again, we will design a lead magnet for you. So not only does Lead Pages create the landing pages for you, but we'll design the lead magnet for you. You'll get a course on how to get the people who've opted in and maybe gone on signed up for a webinar and downloaded your lead magnet. We'll show you how to design a webinar for them. We'll critique the pages that you create. Then we'll give you a course on how to create landing pages and how to think about them. And then we'll show you how to monetize it with a launch where you pre-sell your product before you've made it. And just a couple of results from our pre-selling course. This is Kim West. She's the sleep lady. She used the pre-sale formula, which we're giving away today, to build up a list of 750 people. And she pre-sold them a sleep coaching course and made $71,000. She said each person on the interest list was worth about $95. And actually, the value was much higher because they ended up buying more for down the road. This is Peter Durant. He used that pre-sale formula course that we're giving away. He said he had 99 folks join our membership site during our first pre-sale. It was amazing to watch these people sign up before we've even made the course. So Peter shows people how to doodle on whiteboards, not how to be in the business or how to charge for doodling on whiteboards. He teaches people how to doodle on whiteboards. And in that niche, he pre-sold a product on how to do this, made $45,000, and he did this with the pre-sale formula. So you can get all that when you purchase today before this webinar is over with at leadpages.net/Claire. And I see a bunch of questions coming in. I want to answer them. The first question I'm seeing is people are saying they're going to leadpages.net/Claire, and it's redirecting them to leadpages.net/products. And that's correct. That's actually what it should do. And when you go to leadpages.net/Claire, what it does is it actually tags you so that you can get these bonuses when we send them out. So it should take you to leadpages.net/Claire. The second question I'm seeing is which price point should I get? So I'm going to actually encourage you to get the standard annual. So the standard annual. So there's the month-by-month plan and there's the annual plan. And there's two reasons why I recommend the standard annual plan. It's our entry-level plan, so it's good for people who are just kind of checking this out and want to see if this is right for them. And there's sort of two angles on this. In the best case scenario, with a $197 plan, in the best case scenario, you save over 50% when you purchase a year of this. So best case scenario is you save 50% by buying a year at a time. Worst case scenario is if you don't like it, we'll give you a full refund. So if you like it, you save over 50%. If you don't like it, we send you a full refund. So this is a great plan because it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Okay, it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you like it, you save over 50%. If you don't like it, you get all your money back. Another question I'm seeing, and by the way, to get all this, you go to leadpages.net/Claire, and you'll get all these bonuses. Another question I'm seeing, and that people are asking, is how many pages can I create, and can I use this with clients? So you absolutely can use this with clients. We have an unlimited guarantee. Okay, an unlimited guarantee. And what that means is that you can use lead pages on an unlimited number of domains. So you can use lead pages on as many domains as you want. And you can use lead pages to generate an unlimited number of opt-ins. You can use lead pages to generate an unlimited number of page views, and you can create an unlimited number of pages. So with lead pages, again, unlimited. I guess there's a fourth unlimited, but with lead pages, you can use lead pages to generate. You can deploy lead pages to an unlimited number of domains, including client domains. You can create an unlimited number of pages with the software. And even when we're doing the hosting for you, which is free, you can get an unlimited number of page views to those pages, right? So an unlimited number of page views and opt-ins. Great question there. Let's see. Someone else is also saying, what email service providers do you integrate with? And so I'll just show you. I'm at leadpages.net. So leadpages.net/Claire. And I'm going to scroll down. Here's what we officially support in one shopping cart: Infusionsoft, Office Autopilot, MailChimp, GetResponse, Constant Contact, GoToWebinar, Aweber, One Automation Wiz, iContact, and SendReach. We recently started supporting GetResponse 360 and also Mad Mimi. But we also support a number of services that aren't on this list. So if you're wondering whether or not it works with your email service provider, 9 times out of 10 it does. Just purchase lead pages, hit up support and let them know you want to use another service other than the official ones, and they'll help you set that up. If it doesn't work for you, you can request an immediate refund, and we'll hook you up with that refund. So here are the services that it works with, and it, again, we support a lot more. Let's see, what other questions? A whole bunch of questions here. Oh man. Oh man, I want to make sure I address all the ones. Before I do that, I want to just send out a shout out to everyone who's joined us. It's just a lot of people signing up and joining this community, and I just want to thank you and let you know that our entire team is here to support you. Just a shout out to Philippa J, Laura F, who joined us, John D, who joined us, Thomas PK, who just joined us, and everyone else who's joined on this webinar. Thank you so much. We are absolutely here to support you. Our team is here to support you and to hook you up with everything that you need. Something about our business is we only make money. We only make money when you make more money with our product than you spend on it, which is why we invest heavily in customer support. I don't even want to talk about how much we spend on hiring customer support, but all our customer support people are full-time, in-house, only do support for us. They're all based in North America, and then we have some people in Europe to kind of cover different time zones. But we're absolutely dedicated to customer support and making this work for you. Let's see. Someone says, do you do anything with regards to getting people to the landing pages? Yeah, we absolutely do. You can social media optimize them. We allow you to sort of link to them from any source where you're already getting traffic. Someone says, can you link to teleseminars? Can you link teleseminars to the webinar pages? Absolutely. You can use lead pages with instant teleseminar or any of those services that you want to use. Absolutely, you can use it with those. Oh, someone says, I just signed up. Interesting. I was just having a conversation about exactly this need earlier today around bridal shops and driving schools. Awesome. Someone says, you know that if this will work with StreamSend? Probably will. Just after you purchase, let support know, and they'll help you hook that up. Someone says, how good and reliable is our technical support? It's amazing, and it's very reliable. We aren't like... We've been shipping a new feature and a new template almost every single week since we started. So this isn't one of those products where like we create it every year or once a year we create a new version and then we spend the rest of the time selling it and it's not supported. We have, I believe we're up to 9 full-time people on our customer support staff. So we take support very, very, very seriously, extremely seriously. Let's see. Someone says, will this work with a psychic online business? Absolutely. I think this is a great match for a psychic online business. One of the things that you should absolutely be doing when doing a psychic business is if someone comes to your website once and they leave, they'll likely never come back. But if you can get people to opt in for a maybe some insights into what's happening to their astrological sign that month, or if you can have people opt in to get access to a personality test or to do a self-assessment on their tendencies, or even if you can have people opt in to fill out a worksheet, and then you can have that people submit that worksheet to you before doing a session with you and build your email list that way. It's just a wonderful idea. We have lots of people that do things like what you're talking about. So we have lots of consultants, lots of life coaches, but really the number one asset to your business, whether you're an intuitive or a psychic or whatever you're doing, the number one asset is going to be your email address, your email list. Again, the way we rapidly doubled our business, then doubled it again, then doubled it again, is through not focusing on getting more traffic and not focusing on increasing the conversion on our sales page, but increasing the percentage of people that show up to our website who end up opting in. Someone says, Facebook opt-in. Can you talk about that, please? Yeah, so yeah, I showed that, I showed that earlier, but I'm happy to show it again. So with, oh, it's the wrong URL. So with lead pages, you can take any of the pages that you've created. And by the way, we have so many different types of pages. We have 404 pages. We have about pages. We have pages that work well for pay-per-click. We have pages for giving away free reports, pages for running launches. We have launching soon pages. We have really cool pages like this. This is one for Kindle authors, where you can sell your book. You can have people opt in to get a free chapter of your book. You can have testimonials, a video area about the author, let's get in touch. So this is like a mini site that you can throw up to promote a book, right? And you put your logo here. Right, so a lot of people are really having good luck with this kind of thing, but we have so many different kinds of pages. And everyone who's used the software can attest to the fact that every week they log in, there's a new type of page. Here's another type of page. I mean, there's just endless pages. There's launch pages. Here's one for giving away. It's just a gorgeous design page. You can change the outlook, the layout, things like that. So about me pages, there's launch pages, there's thank you pages. A lot of people saw during this webinar, right, people were tweeting out this event. And that's because they opted in, and then right after they opted in, right, like, so let's say someone opts in on a page like this. They opt in, and it says, hey, like Claire on Facebook. So I just liked her on Facebook, and click here to tweet about the event. So it created this viral loop where, if you see here, all these people are tweeting about this event. Oh, hold on, let Facebook gets right. So all these people are tweeting about this event, and it just created this viral loop mechanism that got people on the webinar. So we've got those types of pages. We've got here's one that has been working really well in terms of generating opt-ins. It's a video background page where you can actually have a moving video background, and some people said, yeah, this is going to make me have a seizure or something like that. But other people, the data show that this page is just crushing it because it keeps people engaged, right? So we've got video background pages like this, and you can get all of these, including these bonuses, when you purchase at leadpages.net/Claire. Let's see, we've got webinar registration pages. We've got thank you pages. We've got pages like this that are sort of longer, and it doesn't just have to be for the fitness industry. It could be whatever you're giving away. And this is the kind of page that Google really likes. So there's really, sales pages are here, video sales pages. This one I really like this one. It allows people to, fill out this survey, and, you can ask people a series of questions and then ask them to opt in. And this is just killing it in terms of opt-in rate. So a lot of stuff here. You can get that at leadpages.net/Claire. Oh, one question I should answer. A lot of people are saying, how do I get the bonuses? How do I get my bonuses? Here's how to get the bonuses. After you purchase, you will be sent an email with login details. So immediately after you enter in your address and all your credit card details and you hit submit, we will email to you a welcome email that has, login details for getting on lead pages. When you get that email with the login details, just forward it. Just forward that email to bonusnoreply@av81.com. Okay, bonusnoreply@av81. So again, right after you purchase, we'll email you the login details and the bonus details. Right after you purchase, we'll email you the login details so you can get immediate access to lead pages. Just forward that email to bonusnoreply@av81.com, and we'll make sure you get all the bonuses. So let me just go here to chat, and I'll just paste this in here. But getting back to the original question about Facebook. So how do you publish one of these pages to Facebook? So I'll just show you. So let's say I want to integrate this one with, let's just say Infusionsoft, and we'll just set this up. I'll call this FB demo. Click save. And earlier I was saying you can publish this kind of page to Facebook in like 4 clicks. So I'm going to just show you how you do that. So here's click 1.
Clay, I just wanted to let you know that we've got a couple of people commenting saying we can't see your screen at the moment, so we can see your send your login email screen at the moment.
Oh no, okay, sorry, so sorry about that. Hold on one second. I think GoToWebinar is. Let me see if I can unstick it. Sometimes if I share my screen and unshare it, it tends to work. So okay, so let me see if let's go back to that page that we just created. So so sorry about that. So we just created, actually, let's just edit it. So we just created this page in Lead Pages, and I hooked it up to an autoresponder. And once it's here, let's go to publish this page. Once I go to Facebook, in 4 clicks, I can publish it to Facebook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So in 4 clicks, here's this page on Facebook. So free training course reveals how to build habit-forming products your customers can't resist. So how'd you hear about us? I could say like Facebook, next, and then it has me opt in here. So, and then, you can, so people have opted in and you can send them to another place to get their free thing or whatever you want to direct people to do here. So as you can see, we're able to publish this in 4 clicks. So that's pretty awesome. Let me see what other questions remain. So someone says, is this a tab? Yeah, it's a tab. So someone says, I put in search the necessary lead pages, Claire, etc. Yeah, to purchase this, to get all the bonuses, leadpages.net/Claire, and that redirects you here. As long as you go to leadpages.net/Claire, it will redirect you. And when you purchase here, you can, you'll get all the bonuses. I recommend standard annual. Someone says, thanks for the webinar. Someone says, will we be able to get your special sign-in offer after the webinar by going to the URL you mentioned? No, you won't. These bonuses are only available during the actual webinar. Again, we're giving you 5 critiques of, and they have to be while you're a Lead Pages customer, but we'll give you 5 free critiques. They have to be of pages created with Lead Pages. So we're actually giving you consulting and work. we're also designing your lead magnet for you. So again, we have over 10,000 customers. If I had to do 5 critiques for all 10,000 customers and create, we had to create lead magnets for all 10,000 plus customers, we couldn't do it. So we have to limit it somehow. And so we're limiting it to people who purchase on the webinar. Someone says, I can see how this will work with a single product or course, but is it applicable to a retail website? Absolutely. The best way that a retail website can compete with like an Amazon.com or a larger competitor in the market is by building up an email list and creating a subscriber base for that email list. And lead pages and lead boxes allows you to do that. For example, with lead pages, I'll just show you something we did on our own blog. With lead pages, you can create, we just added this, we created this, the ability to link any button or any text to an opt-in page like this, where someone can opt in to get onto your list. But you also would want to create landing pages that you can drive people to from ads. So for example, if you're running an ad on Facebook for your e-commerce store or for your retail website, if you're running an ad, you don't want to send people to just any old page. You want to send people to a landing page where they can opt in to get a buyer's guide for whatever you're selling, see what you recommend, get educated by you, and then build a long-term relationship with you for years to come. So absolutely, this works with retail websites. Someone says, got my account and I'm already online? Thanks. Hey, thank you for joining. We really look forward to serving you. Someone says, thanks, guys. We'll present this to my boss and get it signed up. Awesome. Thanks, James. Okay, so someone says, hi, did you say the bonuses to get the bonuses, I have to forward the welcome email somewhere? Yeah, so to get the bonuses, basically after you purchase, you'll get a welcome email. Just forward that welcome email to bonusnoreply@av81.com. Let's see. Lots of questions. Someone says, how long do the bonuses last after the purchase? So as long as you purchase lead pages on this webinar, you'll have access to the bonuses for as long as you're a customer. Oh, great question. So someone says, can this really be applied to a real estate company since we provide varied services and a product as such, but not a course? Yeah, absolutely. So we have a lot of people in the real estate market, and they'll build landing pages for individual homes, and then people will opt in and submit their email address and their phone number and their zip code so that they can get added to your list, and you can contact people about homes they're interested in. So let's say someone's moving to an area. You could give out, like let's say someone's moving to Denver, Colorado in the United States. You could run an ad where people that are moving to Denver, Colorado could download a report talking about the best places to live in Denver, Colorado. When people opt in, you could have a form where you ask people if they are interested in buying a home in the next few months, what kind of home they're looking for, what their phone number is, and if they'd be open to a phone call from you. So you can ask them all of these things, and when they submit their phone number and their information, you could follow up with them or send out a postcard or whatever you need to do, but you could follow up with them about purchasing a home in Denver. So it's a great way to get contact information and to do follow-up marketing with people. This isn't just about info products by any stretch. But great question. Let's see. Someone says, just bought Clay. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Someone says, Someone says, also, did you say you can embed these pages on our existing website? Yes, you absolutely can put these pages on your own domain and your own website. We're happy to host them for you free of charge, but you absolutely can post them to your own website. Let's see. Someone says, do we get the bonuses if we pay monthly rather than yearly? Yeah, you absolutely do get the bonuses if you pay monthly. However, I really encourage you to pay yearly. You're going to save a lot of money. So lead pages is like what? It's $37 a month or $197 a year. So if you purchase at $37 a month and you stay with us for 3 months at $37 a month, that's I guess $120. So if you're with us for 3 months, you pay $120, and if at that point, let's say you're with us for 3 months at the monthly, and then you go to annual, what happens is we give you access to everything that you paid for, and we add $197 onto what you've already paid for, and we give you an extra 12 months. So if you're with us for 3 months, that's $120. Then you absolutely get access for those 3 months, and then we add another $197 and give you another 12 months on top of what you've already paid for. So if you're going to even use this for any length of time, I highly encourage the annual. That is far and away the best way to go. Let's see, just signed up. Someone says, thanks. Anyway, so we're getting close here to the point of perhaps ending. So what I would, just to close out here, I would highly recommend you to make a decision one way or another. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. To get that money-back guarantee, you can actually just close down through the app. You don't even need to contact customer support. You can just do it directly, so you don't even need to talk to anyone. It's like a no questions asked thing. So if you suspect this is right for you, and you want to make sure you get these bonuses while this opportunity still exists, then I encourage you to purchase before this webinar is over with. So if you suspect this is right for you, I encourage you to join us. If you have a feeling it's right for you, then I encourage you to act on that. If it isn't right for you, no problem. But whether you make a decision to join us or whether you decide not to, I encourage you to make a decision one way or another. I think we often get in a pattern of inaction and in tentativeness.